one's gonna be full of pleasant little surprises, so let's open it up and take a look at what we'll be playing with tonight on our journey to 1000. As we have a couple interesting jokers, some cookies as spades. What the heck? What the heck? Alright, we have some root beer as the diamonds. Okay, this deck is just... it's out there. Well, here's what we have for us tonight, and that is the back. I honestly have no idea what to say. Yeah. Anyway, I hope your day has been well. You're ready to relax, play some solitaire. Very silly deck on hand. Let's give this deck 3 more shuffles and begin our first game of the night. And let's do a couple cuts after this as well and see how we do. And we start once it focuses with a 2. I'm not quite sure what to think of this one yet. Let me know what you think. I thought it would be a little more, what's the word? I actually have no idea. I have not even the faintest clue, but this was not it. Anyway, we have ourselves a double king, double 5 start. And let's just do this. This one is a little bit funky. Triple kings. Alright. It was nice getting to start this game, but now it is over just as quick, seemingly. So double 5s and triple kings. Another 4. And we could place that 9. A 2. Nowhere for the 2. A jack. And we actually found a queen and an ace. And a 7 with nowhere to go. So first impressions now, after one round. I don't think I like it too much. And I'm not really too judgmental when it comes to decks. But this one just is missing a lot of the notes. Okay, let's see, nowhere for that jack, and we move on to the next round. It's just so unusual. It doesn't make much sense. There's no real theme. Like when I see this color scheme, I think early 80s and Krispy Kreme. And that's not because I'm hungry. Oh, I am so stupid, my bad. Let's just go with this one and hope it leads to something greater. As we get a jack. And then we could put that 10 down. Another jack. And triple kings and triple 4s. That's not good. The font is a little small and unnecessary. What's the word? I'll show you on this next one. Just a little bit unnecessary altogether, actually. Typically, with a deck like this, I could say, oh, it's better in person, trust me. Honestly, I think this deck is worse in person, as and a second life, seemingly. Anyway, typically I could say it's much better in person, but this one is worse by quite a bit. And this is just not great. I would not recommend this even for the quirkiness. And we're already getting into our deck rating because, yikes, as now we reach the end of our first game. So in case you missed it or couldn't see it, now we're for that 5, 6, or 7. No plays left on the field. So let's clean it up and move on to our next game. Alright, anyway, back to our decorating. It is not fitting. The best thing about this deck, I'll show you in 1 second, as we have double 7s, double 8s, triple 8s, quadruple 8s, 1, 2, 3, and a 4, triple 7s. Wait a second. What? What? Oh, that's a 3. Forgive me. That 3 looks exactly like an 8. Come on now. So actually we had triple 3s and double 8s. That should tell you all you need to know. That's so stupid. Anyway, the best thing about this deck are the legs, and it had to pick the one with pantyhose. Yeah, the legs are the best thing, and you know, if that's the highlight of the deck, it's not good. The back design is interesting, but it is not the same each direction. You flip it upside down and it's a mess. So visuals bad. Readability is bad. Play is bad. Texture, surprisingly decent. Control, good. So everything you need to play a game, any game, besides the texture and the control, is bad. And I don't think I'm being too harsh when I say this, but this is a 3 out of 10. Let me know what you think. Would you ever consider getting this deck? Anyway, let's not let that sour our milk. And let's move on to game number 2. As we have double 2s, double 6s. And here we go. Nothing to start. Let me read the title of this deck again. Diner Dames. Yikes. No wonder why they're no longer around. Alright, 2 of clubs, 2 of spades. And now we have double 4s with double 6s. 5, 4. Got a jack for that queen. Got a queen for that king. Ooh, that burger looks good. Oh, hold on a second. Never mind. At first it looked like an In-N-Out hamburger, and then very quickly turned into one of those generic looking plastic toys that kids play with. 7. Nope. Alright, for our third game, as it looks like one card saved us from that being the end, but only momentarily, because there's nowhere for that 7, nowhere for that king, nowhere for that 9. 9 once again. 4, 10, or 9, so triple nines, and that is quite the crime. Yeah, very bad. So, just to make this a little more fun, in my opinion, I absolutely dread this deck. Let's try doing a speed run of this, as we have triple fives, double tens. Is that an 8 or a 3? Okay, again, with no context, that looks like an 8. Okay, there's the 8, and you know what? Let's just get into a speed run. So, here's what we're gonna do. 5 shuffles, 5 quick cuts, if I remember, and we're gonna play this as fast as possible. Let's see how it goes. And if you like this, let me know. Maybe I'll do a speed run video just for the fun of it. As we now have our final shuffle, throw in some cuts. Clear up the field. Speed run time. First card matters. And once we get down this first bunch, we should be good to kick it up a notch. Alright, 2 aces already. Good sign for our start. 2 of diamonds, 4 on the 5. Yet another ace. And by the looks of it, no more plays on the field besides that 9. Put down that king. Another 4. Alright. 8. Another 7. This is quite possibly one of the hardest decks to do this with. Did we just get 3 5s in a row? Somebody check that. Jack. There you go. And then that jack makes that 10. Free up. 8. Then a 7. And another jack. 3. Oh wait. We do not have that 3. I mean 2. Oh, there we go. I see it. I'm trying to focus on if the cards are playable or not. What font they are. So if it's a 3 or 8. And there's the 4. Put down that king. So regardless of our attempt at a speed run, it looks like that will not be a real possibility with these cards, as yet another 5 rears its face. Jack. Six, and wow, no play. That's actually kind of surprising, as that is our 3rd, and somehow we manage to get a fat stack on this game, and that is just an indication of how bad these cards are. Look how scrunched that fat stack is. 5, there we go. And 3. Another 5, nowhere to go. 3 of clubs, get out of here. 8 of hearts, jack, and we have one final chance, as there's nowhere for that 5, or is there? 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 5, 6. Is there a 6? No, there is not. And unfortunately, right there, that's a heart, marks the end of our third game, so we try making a speed run happen, and it is the longest game so far of our night. We managed to get one fat stack, but nothing else to follow. So let's see which card. Oh, wait a second. Wait a darn second. 2, 6. We have the 6. We have a 5. Nowhere for this 9. Can we keep going? 2, 3. Queen. 3. Be honest with me, did you even catch that? And I know you have a very sharp eye, so I want to know if you even saw what I did, or what I didn't. And would you believe it? We just somehow won this game pretty much out of nowhere. 9, 9, and 9. And I have no idea what to say at this point. Flip that jack. And on our third game, we have earned a fat stack. We have earned a win. And honestly, it feels like a little bit of a sin. But here we go. All of the clubs, spades in order, ace to king. Whoa. And all of the clubs. Next, the hearts. Followed by the diamonds. Let's shuffle this up and see how our victory shuffle did. Not bad. Almost half the deck clean. And we recover at the 2 and ace. Let's do a casino shuffle for game number 4. Come to think of it, this deck feels like it was made by somebody who doesn't know what a diner is, but has only heard stories of the 1950s America diner. Because you have all of these milkshakes, coffee, donuts, for some reason cookies and bundt cakes, French fries, hamburgers, popcorn, s'mores, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever it may be. And then lots of women legs in either high heels or some sort of stocking, pantyhose situation. And it just doesn't feel like the person who made it really had a real idea or a real plan. They obviously had an idea. Yeah, I think he got the point. I don't get the point, but I'm trying to figure it out. nice. Alright, speaking of diners, what is your favorite diner food? And for those of you who are non-American, or North American I should say, do you have diners in your country? Or do you have anything that resembles a diner? If so, what is it like? And what is your favorite food? So for myself here in the United States on the West Coast, I enjoy, let's see, I think the staple of a good diner is actually how good a burger it has. I'm pretty sure diners are, for the most part, a type of restaurant that stay open from breakfast till dinner, as that is the end of game number 4, as there's nowhere for that 4, nowhere for that jack. 6, 6, queen, king, or queen. That's not surprising. Anyway, so if it's in the morning, if I'm going to a diner, typically they have French toast double sevens, pancakes, occasionally waffles double nines, triple nines, double kings, and honestly I can't keep track of these triple kings, double threes. Eggs, bacon, sausage, maybe country fried steak, typically. Milkshakes are almost always on hand. Other pastries, but that's pretty much the foundation of a diner here in the United States on the West Coast. For lunch, it's just dinner, minus the steak and maybe some seafood. Yeah, seafood. I was gonna do quotes, but it is frozen seafood. So basically anything on hand, they can make a meal out of it. And I honestly enjoy that. I don't like foods that are too dolled up or too trying to do something too specialized when they shouldn't. And diners just stick to the basics. Lots of salt. Having meat as the highlight. Typically, if it's not meaty, make it sweet. If it's not sweet, get out of there. I think a burger, no matter the time of day, is always something I'm down for at a diner. I thought that was an 8. I think I might get some hate for this, but oh well. I think Denny's is fairly underrated. Denny's for me is actually a pretty good diner, in just that it's pretty much everywhere on the West Coast. And it's fairly consistent all around with a decent sized menu. It's one of those things like if you're out with a friend at night and everything else is closed, you know Denny's is around the corner within a couple blocks. Get yourself some pancakes or a burger, whatever it may be. It won't be the best, but you will be satisfied. That's kind of insulting. It won't be the best, but you're not complaining. Okay, we almost had no chance until our last 2 plays, so let's do a thorough check, just in case. Nowhere for that 7. Nowhere for that king. Nowhere for that king. much longer we can stay alive. Ooh, yeah, that actually works out just right for us. It's actually kind of funny. I didn't really appreciate Denny's that much. And for those of you who like to learn a little bit more of my lore, I guess is a way of putting it, I used to work at a Denny's. And you know, typically, for those of you who've worked in fast food or restaurants, after working at one, you pretty much know, without that place sucks. I don't want to work there, or I don't want to eat there. Or maybe you do, but very rarely that's the case. And finding out how Denny's actually runs for the most part, it wasn't too upsetting. But my goodness, working there I learned quite a bit as we get our second fat stack of the night. Our game is surprisingly much closer than I thought it would be. I remember on my shifts, they'd give you lunch if you worked more than 8 hours. And you know, my butt was working more than 8 hours every time, even though I wasn't supposed to. I would always get a pot roast melt. And for those of you who don't know what a pot roast melt is, it's a sandwich that is like toasted on whole grain bread. As we do our double check. Nowhere for that 7, nowhere for that queen, somewhere for that king. Anyway, on whole grain bread, pot roast meat with onions and maybe some garlic salt inside, topped with a little layer of cheese, not too much, but just enough to get the idea. And it comes with a side of fries with ranch. And when you're hungry, that just hits the spot, as there's nowhere for that 7 combo, queen or 8. Well, very weird night. That will be it. Honestly, did not expect it to go the way it did, but another episode in the books on our journey to 1000. This deck, yeah, I don't even know what to say about it. Comment, give me a cookie, to just say that this deck sucks. I'd rather have a cookie than this deck. It's not that bad, it just sucks. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, you know I did. Please have yourself a relaxing remainder of your night, and until we meet again, stay safe and eat your fruits and vegetables.